Welcome back to Fertility, the podcast where we dive deep into everything surrogacy and fertility. I'm your host, Samantha Stacks, and I'm so excited to be here with you all once again for the second episode of our series. It's been over a year and a half since our first episode dropped back in August of 2023, and we've missed you all. Today, I have the privilege of speaking with 5 incredible surrogates from the same city, Glens Falls, New York. These women have shared their personal journeys with us, opening up about what it's truly like to carry a child for someone else and the unique, life-changing experiences they've had. Whether you're new to surrogacy or you've been on your own fertility journey, you're in for an insightful and emotional conversation. So grab your favorite tea, sit back, and let's get started. All right, girls. So let's start off with a quick introduction. So I will start off with you, Shelby. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and what inspired you to be a surrogate?
Hi, I'm Shelby. I am 27. I'm married with 3 kids. I wanted to be a surrogate to help families grow and give the people who've been wanting a baby for a long time that idea and like that dream come true of having their own child, their own baby.
Yeah.
So as a mother, it's amazing. It's hard work, but it's amazing. And I finished my first journey as of February 2024. I'm on my second journey. I'm waiting for my embryo transfer.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. All right, Vanessa, can you go?
Yep. My name is Vanessa Marks. I am 30. I have 4 beautiful children. I actually just gave birth to my surrogate baby, and she's absolutely adorable. So what made me become a surrogate is I had fertility issues at first, so I have that feeling that they're feeling, and I wanted to be able to help them as well.
Yeah, wow, amazing. Awesome. Haley, you're up.
Hi, I am Haley Kneebone. I am going to be 30 this year in November. I am a mom of 2 girls, and I wanted to be a surrogate for multiple reasons. Like the other girls here that already introduced themselves, I want to help parents, or just even if it were just one parent, achieve the goal of having their own child, their biological child. But it also, I guess in a way, it kind of how to word it, like it heals me, I guess, because of how I grew up my childhood, and I want to make sure that I am giving a child to a family that would love them unconditionally. So I don't know. I guess
That's perfect.
I guess that's
Thank you.
how I'm gonna explain it.
Great. Allison, you're up.
Hi, I'm Allison. I am 29 years old. I have 2 kids of my own, and I also just gave birth to my first surrogate baby. I wanted to become a surrogate because in my family we also have issues with fertility, and I wanted to be a surrogate years ago, but it wasn't really a thing then, I don't think.
Well, actually, it wasn't legal in New York State for quite some time. So now that you girls are kind of able to do that, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was because I looked into it, and my cousin, she can't have kids. They've tried for years.
Yep.
So it was just, I always wanted to do it, couldn't do it, and then I figured out I could.
All right, and lastly, we have Savannah.
Hello, I'm Savannah. I'm going to be 28 in June. I have 2 young boys, and I have never had fertility issues in my family. We're all fertile myrtles, but I'm done having children of my own. My husband is done having children, but I felt that just because I'm done having children, there are so many great people who would be fantastic parents and don't have the opportunity to have children because of whatever is going on with them, whether it be fertility issues, not right timing. And if I can help bring someone's family together by giving them a child, I don't see why I would stop that opportunity.
Awesome. Okay, great. And as we know, surrogacy holds such like a deep personal experience. I know for myself, I'm actually on a journey as well. And the emotional ties that I have to this is almost like my own. Going through the initial stages of the embryo transfer right now, like the anxieties that are there, making sure that I'm doing everything correctly because I may be pregnant, but this is not my baby. And so like I feel like I'm taking like extra precautions and like being extra careful and like making sure I don't do anything that's ever going to jeopardize the baby and all these things. So the emotions are definitely like there. Shelby, like did you have like any highs or lows? Like tell me a little bit about like the emotional part of the journey for you.
It was all good all the way up until I gave birth. The third or fourth day when like my hormones dropped, I was like really like sad and mopey because your body's used to taking care of the baby. Yeah. But there was no baby to take care of, but I had my 3 girls and my husband to take care of and just kind of get back in the life of like not being pregnant and just get to settle down our new routine and just it was difficult those couple days, but I got through it. It's just a really good support system will definitely help you.
Yeah. Vanessa, how was yours? Because you just delivered in January. So, like, did you have any ups or downs, or like, how was that part for you?
I think it was pretty it was calm. It was good. Like, I didn't feel like I, want to keep her. Like, I can't be away from her.
Yeah.
I was really excited to give her off to the parents. And I think near the end, when I was trying to dry up, my nephew would cry and that would make me just
oh no,
and I was like okay because that's the one baby I'm here, so
yeah,
I think that was like the most annoying part.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna jump over Haley just because she is not pregnant yet. So Allison, what was it like for you during the pregnancy part, like the emotions? Did you have anything or was it pretty straightforward?
It was pretty straightforward. I mean, I told myself from the beginning that it's not my baby. I'm not bringing it home. Yeah. I don't need kids. Any more of them than I got. So I think I kind of put myself in that mindset to just smooth sail it.
Okay. Perfect. All right. And again, not going to ask Savannah because you are still in the initial stages of it. But it is still important. Like, I know that you guys may still be in the initial stages, but like, what is your relationship with the intended parents you have right now? I know, being in the beginning phases, it might still be a little lacking. Like, there might not be as much communication, but like, do you and your IPs talk at all, Savannah? Or like, how does that right now?
We haven't really. We've done a couple video chats for speaking together. I know on the app we don't really message back and forth. I did have an embryo transfer that didn't stick recently. And during the transfer, my IPs did reach out and, make sure you rest, you're doing a great job, which felt really good. It was nice to have them reach out and kind of have their recognition of knowing what I'm putting myself through as well to be able to give them a baby. But for right now, things have kind of mellowed out until we can figure out what our next steps are.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Vanessa, how was your relationship with your IPs?
It was amazing, honestly. Yeah. The most amazing, nicest people I ever met in my life. Yeah. They were very just caring. Yeah. And they, even if there was a decision that they were supposed to make, they wanted to talk to me about it first. Yeah. Even though it didn't matter what I wanted. Right. Yeah. So like, it was just really sweet how they just always kept me in the loop and it made me just have that safe, like, relationship with them.
That's awesome.
And I trusted them.
Yeah. Yeah. So. And then they probably trusted you.
Yes.
Yeah. Like that trust is there. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Allison, what about you guys? Did you guys have a pretty good talking relationship? How was the relationship like with the IPs?
I think it was all right. We communicated back and forth. A lot of the times it was about like the appointments and stuff and like how the baby's growing. I'd take pictures and send them the ultrasound pictures. Yeah. So they could see the baby. And I think it was pretty good.
Cool. Shelby, how was yours?
Great. Yeah. She was the sweetest lady ever, and just got to meet her face to face after I delivered. Yeah. And she just kept hugging me and saying, thank you so much. And like, I couldn't have done this without you. And it was just the most rewarding moment in my life.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And Haley, I know you guys are kind of going through legals right now. I don't know if there's been any type of communication, but hopefully eventually there will be. But have you guys been able to talk at all yet? Or is it still kind of waiting for that phase to be completed?
As of right now, I think we're just waiting for for me to go for the embryo transfer.
Yeah.
I still have to take some of the medications, but I think once I go for the embryo transfer, I'm going to be talking to them more often.
Yeah.
But I have, when I met them and did the video chat with them, they're a really sweet couple. They're really nice, probably around the same age as me.
Oh, cool.
So we really clicked like right away. And, my case manager is awesome too. So, I think once we get to that point and I do the transfer, I think they're going to be, it's going to work out really well, and we're going to have some good communication with us. So
I love that. That's honestly, like, that's my favorite part about my journey is like how close we are. Like my intended family was at my embryo transfer, and then like we went out to lunch afterwards. So I think just like knowing that you have that extra support, like it's great to have the support from your own family and like your own network, but knowing that your intended parents are an extra support when they're going through all their own things also is like so nice. It's great. Okay, so let's do some fun things. What was your craziest pregnancy craving, Shelby, that you had?
Oh gosh. I don't think it's anything crazy. I just love spicy ramen. I was just obsessed. And Chinese food.
Yeah.
Chinese food and spicy ramen.
Okay. All right. Vanessa, did you have anything?
Mainly like Rice Krispie treats or a fruit platter.
Okay.
If it was in front of me, I didn't stop. She was like, yeah, keep going.
That's awesome. Allison, did you have anything funny? Any cravings?
Not really too many. I did eat a lot of sugar.
A lot of sugar. Okay.
A lot of sugar.
All right.
A lot of candy.
Well, she's got me wanting blueberry muffins every day, so I totally understand that. And it's got to have like the crunchy sugar on it. I can't explain it. It's very strange. Okay, so I want to know what your families thought about you doing your journey. I know one very funny story that Shelby is going to share with us, so I will pass that on to you. How did your husband feel when you first told him about becoming a surrogate?
My husband's exact words were, "Who was trying to get you pregnant off the internet?" And I'm like, it's a legit agency, because like I don't really look at the things like he does. He's like the FBI. Like he's from top to bottom, he's got to know every answer, and I'm just like, here, there's an actual person. And then Sam and I were talking, and he was finally cool with it. Yeah. So that's how I got to get going. But my rest of my family, they're older generation, they were kind of like, what are you doing? Like, this is kind of weird. And then as I was pregnant and gave birth, they became around. And then my best friends, of course, supportive. My younger family, supportive. So it was really nice. Awesome. A lot of support all around.
Good. Allison, I'm going to jump around a little bit because I feel like I keep going in the same order. All right, so Allison, how did your family help, support with your journey?
I mean, my mom helped me keep it quiet for a little while until I actually got pregnant and everything.
Yeah.
Because I work with her, it made it a lot easier
to
be able to talk to somebody. A lot of people, even when I did tell work finally, were honestly, they had a lot of questions, but they were very supportive too. Yeah. They're like, it's pretty cool what you're doing for somebody else. And my boyfriend, he was on board. He's like, I'm not having any more, so if you want to have as many kids as you want, go for it, but I'm not having any more.
He was so involved in your match meeting. It was amazing. I remember just how involved he was. He had all the questions, and I was really impressed. Honestly, I was very impressed with him.
The worst part, I can't come up with questions to ask somebody, so it kind of helps when he's there.
Yeah. No, he was on point. He had all the questions. It was great. Let's see, Savannah, how is your family support system or friends?
Extremely supportive.
Yeah.
Shelby's the one who actually kind of got me on the roll with everything, helped me get set up. My husband, extremely supportive. We don't want any more kids of our own, and he was like, hey, if that's what you want to do. He knows I don't like the shots, so he's been doing all of my medications for me.
Yeah.
and it's been great. My mom actually helped watch my boys for us to fly out for our transfer. She's going to try and make sure she has time to watch them for when we fly out again, if that's the route we take. My father-in-law loves it.
Yeah.
He was around when Shelby did her first one, and he was ecstatic. He was like, that is an amazing thing to do for somebody else. So it's just been lots of love all around, honestly.
That's so great. Vanessa, how about you? Your family was good? Everybody?
Oh yeah, they supported me. Like, they're a little like skeptical, and I was like, it's okay. I know what I'm doing. It's all right.
Yeah. Trust the process.
So even Wesley was like, is this even real? He's looking you guys up. He's like, I don't know. I was like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, my family would watch my kids if I obviously, had to travel to a different state a few times. And, basically they just made sure that it went smoothly for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Haley, you got some good support on your side?
Yes, I do. I have everyone that I work with, because I work for a nonprofit, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
So I obviously had to let my supervisors, my bosses know and everything, kind of like what was going on, especially because I didn't want to just spring that on them. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm going to be pregnant and I'm going to have to take, all this time off. But they've been really supportive, especially with trying to figure out, like, when I go for the transfers and everything, and when I go to have the baby, just trying to figure out, with the, time off and everything.
Yeah.
All of my friends, like Shelby also was the one who kind of got me into, everything, and, got me in touch with you and kind of got the process going.
Yeah.
And then even my daughter's dad, he was actually pretty supportive too of it. He didn't really question me about it,
Yeah.
So I was happy about that. And one of my other best friends, who Shelby knows, who we've both been friends with for years, she's really supportive of me too with it. And I really have like a really good group of people to support me through this journey and everything too. So yeah.
That's awesome. And I do want to point out that obviously there is a very common denominator here, and it is Shelby. So I think that like the whole is just awesome. So we hear a lot about the glow of pregnancy. Did you feel like any different with your own pregnancies versus surrogacy pregnancy? Like, were you trying to dim it down because it wasn't yours? Like, how did you feel, Shelby, for your first journey during that pregnancy in terms of a glow and all of that?
I had a boy pregnancy. It was the worst.
Oh, okay.
I tell Savannah it was the worst because I've only had girls.
Yeah.
So between the hormones and the testosterone and everything else, it was miserable. I'm not even gonna lie. I loved it and I was very grateful. He was big baby, big healthy baby, but over it.
Yeah.
It was not fun. I did not enjoy it.
I always didn't know if you were going to do a second journey. I'm going to be honest.
Really?
I really was not sure how you were feeling about it because you were like, get him out.
I was done, and then my water broke at 39 weeks, and I was like, thank the Lord, I am ready. And then my labor was rough, but oh my goodness, that pregnancy took a toll. But I'm ready for it again.
Yeah, it's so weird how like even with our own pregnancies, I feel like especially for me with my daughter, I was like, absolutely, do not even look at me again. Yeah. I'm never doing this. Yeah. I don't want to be pregnant ever again. And when the opportunity presented itself for me to do a journey, I was like, duh.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I? My husband's like, you literally just told me never to look at you again. And I'm like, it's not yours. It's different. It's okay.
It's not your genetics.
So like, I totally understand like that difference of like, the pregnancy in itself. I mean, I'm still too early really now to compare my own pregnancies with them, but just knowing like, I didn't want to do it again either, but here I am. So Vanessa, how about you? Any differences, similarities, all that?
Definitely being sick in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had it pretty rough in the beginning.
It was a girl thing, I swear. I always get nauseous with the girls. Also, like I had the spotting in the beginning, and that stayed for maybe like, I don't even know, 2 weeks or something like that. It was very terrifying. Yeah. And at that point, I just laid in bed. I was the laziest pregnant lady in the world. I didn't want to move. I was like, just stay. Yeah. So it was really nerve-wracking in the beginning, but after that, it was kind of just normal pregnancy. Yeah.
Okay. Haley, is there anything that you're not looking forward to with this pregnancy that you may have had with your daughters?
With both of my daughters, I did have, my oldest, I had a little bit of spotting and I was really paranoid about it. I freaked out about it because it was my first pregnancy, but it was normal. After that, I was fine. But with both of my girls, and if this, this surrogate baby ends up being a girl too, definitely not looking forward to the nausea.
Yeah.
Because that was the worst for me. Everything else I could basically handle, but that was the worst for me because it wasn't even just in the morning.
Yeah.
It could hit me like 5 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Like I hated it so much.
Yeah.
But that's probably the only thing that I'm not looking forward to. Everything else, like I can, you know what I mean? Like it's not bad. Like I'm pretty sure all of us can agree we can pretty much manage it.
Yeah.
But it's not fun at all.
I mean, I can feel like I can confidently say people that had really, really miserable pregnancies are probably not going to become a surrogate. Because why would you want to put yourself through that? So, like, hopefully, and Allison's making a face like that was me. But did you have any, like, differences in the pregnancies between you have boys, right? You have 2 boys, Allison? No, you have a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what did you have?
I had a boy.
Okay. So what was it like for you with your own and then the surrogate baby?
My first one, I didn't believe that I was actually pregnant because like I didn't really have that morning sickness part.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a little bit here and there, but I think it was just because of riding in elevators all day. My son, he made me so sick, so sick. I couldn't even cook dinner at night because I was just sick.
Yeah.
This one, even though he was a boy, it was still nothing. I had no morning sickness, no nothing. I didn't even feel pregnant half the time.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Wow. Okay.
Just my growing belly.
Yeah. Savannah, I guess same question. You know, you're not pregnant right now, so is there anything that like you're hoping you don't have this time, or?
I have been lucky with both of my own pregnancies. I've had no morning sickness, no, just got a belly. So I'm hoping that I am lucky again.
Yeah.
And when I get pregnant with the surrogacy baby, I'm able to not have morning sickness or anything like that. I think the worst I had was with my second one. I was in the middle of a health kick, so I would fast in the morning, have big lunches and bigger dinners, and before I noticed I was pregnant, I would get a little nausea in the morning until I ate something, and then when I found out, I was like, oh, I literally just need to eat breakfast.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I really had to change to make it any different. But I don't know. I've had boys both times, carried well, didn't have any health issues. As Shelby said, she was miserable for her boy. She's like, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah,
I was. It's easy. They're boys. Like, I don't know.
Awesome.
But I'm hoping, I don't want to say I'm hoping for not carrying a girl, but I don't know how I'm going to be with the hormones for a girl.
Yeah.
And I know some people who carry girls get the morning sickness, and I do not like puking, so I'm really like...
Yeah. Well, I say this, my middle son, awful. I was sick all the time. My girl, she was wonderful. And she came out meaner than anything, so maybe that's why. But
well, my mother, when she had me, said that she couldn't even hold down water for me. So I'm just like, and then my sister, for her son, she was sick the whole pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I was like, not me, please don't.
Yeah. It's definitely a gamble that we take becoming a surrogate, for sure. Shelby, if you had one piece of advice for anybody that is wanting to become a surrogate, what would that be?
Just do it.
Okay.
Just do it. It's rewarding in the end. You get to help out a family and you get a compensation at the end. Like my compensation is helping me remodel my house right now, and it got us out of debt. And just do it. Like make sure you go with a good agency like this agency. Make sure you like your intended parent. Make sure you have that support, but just do it.
Okay. Vanessa, do you have any advice other than just do it?
I hear a lot of people say, oh, I couldn't do that, but honestly, I really wish they would reach out and just get more information to be sure, because I just feel like they're not getting all the information that they should have, or that they should know to do this. So I would really just tell people to reach out and just ask questions.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of misconceptions that are floating around about surrogacy, so I love that. Absolutely, like, make sure you're knowledgeable and making educated decisions when you're talking about this. That's a good one. Haley, what about you?
I mean, I feel like we've kind of, I feel like they've already
like,
kind of like talked about some of it. For me, like, I was definitely unsure, and Shelby, just seeing her go through the journey and everything, just kind of like her first journey, it just made me like really want to help, you know, parents even more, to have a child and everything. And like we've already talked about, definitely talk to someone who's already done it, because then you can get that information like from them and everything, like firsthand information, because obviously everyone has different experiences, but I would definitely talk to someone who's already done it, who has a lot of personal experience with it and everything. And even, you know, even if they haven't gone through the journey and are just working for the agency itself, to help people, you know, with their own journey. So I think that's
perfect. Awesome. Allison, do you have any other wise words to contribute to it? Even if it's just something about the journey, like any advice about being in the journey that would be helpful for somebody.
I don't really. I'm not sure. I think we covered most of it.
That's okay.
Just as long as like you can communicate with people and do good communication with the parents, I think it would be pretty cool.
I think that's really important to point out, like communication with the intended parents. I think that's really going to help make or break a journey, honestly, you know, like having that open dialogue available and checking in and, you know, giving them a peace of mind, because they have to be super nervous knowing that like you're the one getting to walk around with their baby. So I think that's really nice to point out, like keeping that line of communication open throughout the journey is really important. I like that. All right, Savannah, your last one. What any advice that you could give?
Like you said, make sure you do your research. Make sure it's a good company that's gonna communicate well with you, set you up with match you with a good intended parent, and make sure you have a good support system at home as well.
Yes.
Just so that, you know, if they're in a rut or say an appointment comes up that you randomly had to have done, you have someone that will be there to help you, both physically and for the mental parts as well. Because there are like difficult parts you have to get through. And I think that's about it. It's a good experience. I've not had a negative experience doing the journey. Cool. I mean, everyone's very patient. The communication's very good between my case manager and my IPs. So if it's an opportunity that you can take, I don't see why you wouldn't want to.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you guys all so much for joining me today. I had this vision and you guys have made it come true, and I'm so, so happy that we were able to do this, but also that you guys have each other again, like through this whole journey. I think that is so special, knowing that, again, you guys have each other to fall back on. You guys can cry together and laugh together and, you know, do all these things. And you guys are already talking about, you know, meeting up in a year and seeing where you guys are at. And I absolutely love that. So thank you, ladies, so much for trusting me in your journey as well. That has meant the world to me as well. So again, thank you all so much for being here. If you guys have ever considered becoming a surrogate, please reach out. One of our intake managers with ACRC Global would love to help you through the initial stages of your journey and hopefully get your surrogate journey underway. And I also wanted to give special thanks to Melissa and Dan Brisman with Melissa Brisman Reproductive Law Firm out of Montvale, New Jersey. If it wasn't for them, we would not have this beautiful home to have filmed this podcast. So if you guys have any reproductive needs at all, please reach out to them, and we will make sure to link her website in the bottom as well. Thank you guys all so much for joining us today with our Fertili-Tea episode 2, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.